It's your boy Boost, and y'all keep it locked in. You got me on the 3-point conversion radio. Let's go.
So, fellas, to start, 67.1% for a game is a record in the playoffs, so you guys shot better than anybody ever has in playoff basketball. How did that all come together like that? Just what's it mean to set that kind of record here in a Game 7?
I think it's a testament, just to, our coaching staff, just our offense, man. I think we have an historic offense, obviously, but this guy got things rolling and everybody kind of just follows suit. And to do that on the road here in the Garden in the Game 7, obviously, it's phenomenal. But, I think this is what we've been doing all season long, and we were able to show it on the biggest stage.
Ty, what was that fan saying to you throughout the first quarter, and how much did that help get you going to start this game?
This one? He was just talking before the game. He was just talking before the game. I mean, it seemed like whoever was sitting in that seat all series had something to say to me. So once I got going, I knew I was going to have to pick somebody today to get me going, and it just happened to be him. And just got me going in the first quarter, and we just continued on. But I think that's, the game within the game. That's the fun that is this environment.
You seem to pick some Knicks, too.
Me?
You seem to pick some Knicks, too.
They picked him.
Yeah, they picked me.
They picked him.
He was talking crazy.
All series.
Miles, similar question after round one, but this whole playoff run for you, being with this franchise for so long, how sweet does it feel for you personally?
For me personally, I can sit here and say a lot of things. Obviously, it's been a long time coming. I'm just proud of this group, man, for real. It's one of the most special groups I've been around. It is the most special group I've been around just since I've been here. We all play for each other, and there's no ego. And when you got guys that can score 20 plus points every single night, 7, 8 guys, there can be a lot of ego involved with that. And we were able to nip that in the bud a lot earlier this season. And obviously having Pascal come here, midway through the season and adding his leadership and just, everything he's able to provide for our team offense and defensively has been huge. So I'm proud. I'm glad I was able to share with my family. My dad's from New York. He grew up on this series and this rivalry. So to have them embrace him after the game was everything. And we're not done yet.
Pascal, did you have to test Anunoby? Maybe, obviously he was so long, it feels like you had to test him.
I wasn't going in with I'm gonna test him, but obviously he didn't look too healthy. It made some shots early, but yeah, I think that's I love OG. So I think just seeing him out there, obviously I was just making sure that he's okay first, and making sure that I know it's Game 7 and we want to give everything, but we got to be healthy. And I thought he didn't look healthy out there. It's unfortunate for him. He had a great season. Proud of him, and I just want him to continue to get better, and he's gonna have an opportunity to make a lot of money and do a lot of things for his family. So I just want him to be good.
Tyrese, you got the Reggie sweatshirt on there. Did you hear from him or any of the other old Pacers through the course of the series? Any words of inspiration along the way?
Yeah, we text every day. This has just been a good mentor for me, but I'm just wearing a hoodie. I like to be comfy on the plane.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I got this hoodie 2 days ago, so appreciate whoever gave it to me. Got sent to my house.
Tyrese, how important was it to score so much early to take the crowd out of it?
I wouldn't say anything to do with that. I just, I think when I play aggressive, and I just talked to you guys about this last game, and it seems to be the only thing that can be talked about by everybody after every game is just, for me, just aggression is not shots. It's just getting 2 feet in the paint. I know it's an old school way of thinking, but the more that I can get downhill, it opens up everything for everybody else. So guys are making shots early, and I just, continue to get to the paint as much as I can off of these 2 guys' ball screens and get to the rim and kick out to these guys to make plays. So, I think for me, it's just feeling out the game, what's needed in that game. And I knew, today's Game 7, unload the clip, have no regrets, because I would hate to, be pissed all summer about not shooting the ball today. So, for me, it was just about coming out playing the right way.
Tyrese, we've heard all the teams that you guys have played in the playoffs talk about the game slows down in the playoffs. The pace can't be that way. How much has pace kind of meant to you guys in keeping in doing the things that you guys have done?
Do you think that we have slowed down a lot?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, I think that's the answer. I mean, I think that is just the old school way of thinking that you can't play this fast in the playoffs. But I think opportunistically you can do it, right? I think if we're able to get stops, of course we can. But, there was games this series where we're giving up 15 offensive rebounds. You can't run when you're, giving up so many offensive rebounds, taking the ball out every play. When you're getting enough stops that you can run and then you can take advantage when they do score, that's a whole different thing. But I think we're just, I think slowly we're changing the way of thinking in the NBA that the playoffs you have to play slow, and we're able to just continue to be who we are.
Terry saying from the house, like you guys had that run in the in-season tournament, and it seemed like that started you guys' path towards getting better defensively. And I know it were fits and starts, but how important was it to make that run to see, hey, when we do get some stops, we can still play the way we want to play. We can still play with that pace.
I think the biggest thing was experience. We had a lot of guys who hadn't played, high-level basketball or games that matter. In the in-season tournament, there was like a heightened sense of urgency in all those games. And, we know how we started the year defensively, but we all came together and we told ourselves, man, if we can just go from 30 to average, we can be, a hell of a team. And we all recommitted ourselves to that defensive end, and we're able to show it a bit, in that in-season tournament, and obviously a few games here in the playoffs as well. So I'm just glad that more than anything, our guys got experience.
Yeah, I think for me, just the attention to detail throughout that. I mean, especially like the championship game, I think about that game often, just because of the attention of detail. I'm seeing, championship guys and how locked in they were to the scout, and how they wanted to guard certain guys and where they wanted to attack and things like that. So I think the experience from just high-level basketball helps for anybody. So I think we're really thankful for that experience to play in those environments, because those were all pretty hectic games. But just trying to use those the right way. I mean, P's played, he's won a championship. Us guys have, this is our first time in the Eastern Conference Finals, so I think that this mix of experience, inexperience, youth, and you're not old, but I mean he's been there. Sorry, he's been there. But I think it's a good mix, and it keeps it fresh. Keeps it fresh.
When this season started, I can't remember exactly, but you guys were projected maybe like, lower playoff seed, maybe even playing, whatever. When did you guys start to believe that this had the potential to be something bigger? And obviously Pascal,
Nashville.
a big piece of that, but like, when did you start to feel like there was much more potential?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us as a group, obviously P wasn't here to start the year, but we knew our expectation was to get to the playoffs. We said that to our local media members all year. I mean, I know a lot of you guys didn't hear anything from us because it's not like we're covered early in the year, but I think that we just had that. Like we had preseason camp in Nashville, just players, no coaches, and that was what we communicated from the jump, that we expected to be here. This ain't a surprise for us. It's no fluke. We expect this from our group, and then once we added P, we knew that we could really take off. So it doesn't really matter what anybody thinks, except for the people in our travel party, 70, 80 people who come. Because I don't think anybody here picked the Pacers to win the series, but
didn't.
It happened.
I have picture proof.
Yeah.
Miles,
Excuse
Ty.
me, Angela, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I said that. That was crazy.
Sorry.
That was
thirsty.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good. I was trying to be subtle.
Yeah.
That was not subtle.
It was not at all.
That was not
Like,
subtle.
what?
I'm sorry, did you guys see that? No, I didn't see it.
Miles, Ty, this time last year, you guys were at the track. Ty, you were riding around the pace car. Now you're playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're going to bookend the 500. How cool is it to have all of this happening for Indianapolis sports fans right now? Ty, you start with you.
Yeah, Indy's going to be cracking. I ain't going to lie. That's going to be a crazy day to be in Indy, just especially because of the excitement of the Indy 500, and then to have our game cap off the day. That's really exciting for our city. There's a lot of exciting things going on in Indiana right now. So I think we're just excited to be a part of it, and I think us three are all part of the long-term future here in Indy, and I think we're all excited about that. So excited to continue to build excitement around our city, and just understand we're not done yet. We still got another series, possibly 2 to go, but it starts with Boston, and I think we're all excited for that challenge.
Aaron and Andrew were 16 of 18 in this game.
Wow.
What, obviously those guys gave you a ton on the other end, and obviously did a lot in this one. Just how important was it to have, on top of what all you guys were doing, those kind of productions from those guys? I mean, Andrew seemed like he got a shot, a big one every time you guys were getting close.
I think those guys, obviously, like, the first thing is just, just the way they work, like, on defense for us, on every player, like that's the best player on any team. You know, like they always on them. Just the commitment that they have to playing defense, and I think the way we play, it just opens up things for them too offensively, and they're gifted offensively as well. So to be able to see them do both, I love Drew, like just the way he plays the game, and he sacrificed, everything, just for the team. But he also has game, so he can play, he can do all that. Aaron, the same thing, like plays so hard on defense, but he's a great three-point shooter, and then he can put the ball on the floor and attack. So those guys were great for us, and they're a big part of what we do.
Could you guys hear any of the? Could you guys hear any of the groaning, like the way you weren't missing that first half? The fans were sort of like, I've never heard that kind of sound before. Did you catch any of that?
I didn't necessarily hear it, but I felt it. When energy is everything. In these type of environments, and there was like I think it was like a third quarter. It was like a pump up the crowd type of thing, and the volume was up and all that type of stuff on the jumbotron, and I didn't hear a word. You can hear a pin drop, and that was a moment for me because to come into this environment, the Garden in a Game 7, and to be able to keep the fans out the game. I mean, that's unheard of.
Have you been able to make it today? And if so, what does that mean to you?
My who?
Your dad.
No, he didn't come. He had to go home. But he told me to meet me in Boston. So.
Miles, what was the difference ultimately between the two teams while you're moving on?
I mean, both teams were physical. I think that's the biggest thing. So going from the Milwaukee series, it really got us primed and ready for what the New York series is going to be. We knew before it started that it wasn't going to be a lot of X's and O's. It's about just going out there and get the job done. You know what I mean? Whether it was the offensive boards, 50-50 balls, or just, a possession game is what we called it. I think Game 5, they had like 29 or whatever it was more shots than us, and that was our downfall in that. So comparing the two series, I think offensively we still did what we needed to do, but I think it was a possession game, and we were able to be primed for this series.
I want to say our depth too. Our depth, it's big. We got the best bench in the NBA.
Facts.
So we're the deepest team in the NBA. We got 5-6 guys ready on the bench at all times, ready to answer the call when need be. I think that's what separates from everybody. We just big shout out to our bench that they really get our energy going.
All right, we're gonna go Eric and then Angela, and then we have to wrap up.
I was just going to ask about TJ. Just how much does it mean to either play with him or take him in when you go to the bench and him keep the pace going?
Yeah, I mean, I think just his energy is amazing. Like, I think part of the exciting part when I got traded here was I knew that I was going to have the best backup point guard in the NBA behind me, So now for the last 2 years, being able to play off each other, when he does get in the game for me, or picking up the slack when I'm not playing right, or whatever the case may be, it's a lot of fun to play alongside of him. I mean, how can you not love playing alongside TJ McConnell? Just his energy, how hard he plays. He's unbelievable. So, I think he just changes games for us, and he's the best backup point guard in the NBA.
Angela, last one.
Pascal, you've been to the finals before. What's your message to this whole team to get them ready to face Boston?
Just continue to do us. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, those games, like, it's high-stakes games, and it's going to be crazier as we go. But I think as long as, we stay together, we have a great group of guys. Like Ty said, not experienced, older, younger. Thank you for calling me old, by the way. But like just the mix of all that, and I think that we can lean on each other, and I think they can lean on me for experience. I can lean on them, just continue to learn how to play with them, us continue to get better. But at the end of the day, like, we just got to go out there and play, like, and believe that it's possible, and that's all we have. And I always tell them, like, as long as we stay us, no matter what, like, we just stay us, like, we're going to be okay because, we have everything we need. So we just got to believe that and play as hard as we can.
Thanks, everybody. See you in Boston.
See you in Boston.